Welcome to the AMTC 2021 interview series. Today, I'm speaking with Arno Held from AM Ventures. Hi, Arno.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me today.
Pleasure.
So I was really interested to hear your presentation at the Startup Evening last night. And I just wonder if you could share here some of the premise and the remit of AM Ventures.
Yeah, with pleasure. AIM Ventures is today a venture capital fund that invests seed and very early stage into additive manufacturing-based startups. We started off 6 years ago as a family office, more or less, transitioned the company 2 years ago into the 100 million euro venture capital fund. And today we have investments all around the planet with different volumes and sizes and maturity levels.
Okay, so the number I heard last night was 2,174, and I've got to admit, I was staggered. I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but that is a big number. So how do you do that? I mean, how do you keep that volume going?
You know, this is what I ask myself as well. It's even overwhelming for us as a team. In the beginning, my first day in the office when I started AIM Ventures was I went onto Google and looked for 3D printing startups. And I collected about 30 in the first couple of months and put them in a folder on my server. And then we had a database program a couple of years later once we were bigger. And I think it was 2019 when we first exceeded 200 startups scouted in 1 year. Last year, we increased it by 10% to 227. And this year, the boom happened also because we launched the fund and we were mentioned in Forbes magazine, for example. So we got a little bit more awareness in the mainstream. So we received proactive applications, but primarily we attend conferences like AMTC or other big shows in the industry. Johann Oberhofer, my partner, has been in the industry for far more than 30 years. I've been in the industry for 13 years. My team all has experience beyond 4 years. So we are at the pulse of additive manufacturing day by day, talking to all our network partners. We have scouts in 14 countries, for example, who provide us with latest trends in additive manufacturing or in the startup world. And we talk to everyone and try to get a feeling for what's happening. And this is somehow, plus the proactive applications through our website, amventures.com, that help us to build up the deal funnel.
Excellent. So based on that number then, the 2,174, which I'm saying again because it's really impressive, are there any that really stand out for you that you could tell us about or maybe share with us a little bit?
Well, of course, those who stand out are, for me, the ones that we invest in. We reject about 99% of the companies that we are scouting for, and we've invested in 16 over the last 6 years. So this is our portfolio, 16 companies in 6 countries on 3 continents today. And these are the ones that stick out for me. So it's really, really hard to mention a particular one. But if you force me to, I would, for example, mention Additive Drives, the team that also presented yesterday, developing or dramatically improving electric motors and therefore also contributing largely to the world's biggest sustainability challenges. Because if we want to stop global warming and limiting the impact that it has for our society, we have to reduce energy consumption and we have to reduce resource consumption in general. And it's companies like Additive Drives or with like Conflux Technology from Australia who's developing and producing revolutionary heat exchangers, for example. These are the companies that we need and the technologies that we need in order to address the sustainability goals in the future.
So a good idea for a startup is one thing, but then building a scalable business is entirely something else. So how do you, in your role, support that transition?
With a high effort, with a lot of energy and a lot of passion and a lot of conviction that 3D printing is the right technology. I do have a team of 8 people, all experienced additive manufacturing experts. with their own specialized domains, specializing in new materials development, in hardware development, in software development. So I think we understand the big challenges of additive manufacturing companies, and this is how we can support them with our understanding and our patience, that we know things take longer and take more money than initially expected.
Yeah.
But as a very, very specific example, so when our mission is to turn 3 engineers and a PowerPoint deck into profitable companies. This is our big goal. And the first thing that we look at, if you have a sound idea and a great technological basis, is the people that we invest in. It's a company. Not a single company has become successful with their initial idea. They always pivot over time, and it's the people who realize what the market demands, and they turn their company around in order to follow the market. So in the end, we spend a lot of time with the entrepreneurs. We explain them how modern business models are designed, what is important to interact with the customer, to find a strong lock-in mechanism with the customer, and make sure that our startups participate in the value that is being generated with additive manufacturing by their customers. So this is how the discussion starts, and then over time it develops into a really, really nice, very regular and high frequent exchange with the startups, where we jointly build the companies towards great technological players in the industry.
I guess we can't move on from that question really without at least mentioning Dimension. They have to be the sort of jewel in the crown for you at the moment, at least.
Yes, for sure. I mean, especially for me personally, because the birth of Dimension and the founding of AM Ventures are directly connected.
Oh, right, okay.
So I met Felix Ewald and Philipp Kramer when they had an entirely different idea as a business. And I realized that they had more or less by accident developed this great coloring technology, which was scalable. Yes, a lot of things happen by accident somehow. We had a really, really great interaction over many, many weeks, where I could convince them that it's not individualized iPhone covers, it's coloring technology that should work like a Nespresso machine. This is something that you can build a company on. And I promised this team of individuals, for a good business plan, I would get the money from the Lange family to kick off their business. And I took the business plan, and to the Lange family, I did not only pitch Dimension, but I also pitched the idea of setting up AM Ventures, a venture capital firm for 3D printing startups. And so January 2015 is actually the start of AM Ventures and of Dimension. So these developments are very, very closely connected.
And close to your heart.
And very close to my heart, absolutely, yes.
So in your position, it's really quite privileged, because you're allowed to see what's coming before most people in the additive manufacturing industry. Are there any significant things that you see emerging that you're really excited about?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you tell us about them?
In general, what excites me the most is that we finally see that most of the startups that are being founded today are applications.
Yes.
And this is just, it's the confirmation that the industry is moving in the right direction, because developing machines, developing materials, developing software doesn't bring us anything if we don't have the applications. Applications are the justification for this work that is happening today. It's what shows the world that additive manufacturing is a manufacturing technology, and a mature manufacturing technology to produce parts in a very, very high volume. So today, this year, 2021, 52% of the 779 startups that we scouted between January and September this year are application startups.
Fantastic.
So I think this is also the moment that everyone has been waiting for many, many years, and what has been the talk of the industry at every major show that we attended, is that when are the applications finally happening? And now we can say, now.
That's amazing.
That's a great moment.
Yes, it is. So just quickly, because we're running out of time here, but being here in person again, it's so amazing. But apart from the people, what are you seeing here that's really exciting you?
what excites me a lot is that we have the biggest and the right names of industrial manufacturing here at this show.
Yeah.
And expressing their conviction about additive manufacturing being a manufacturing technology. We are talking now what needs to happen that we can accelerate the industrialization of the industry and the technology in order to get to manufacturing quicker. But it's just the discussion about the acceleration. It's not a discussion, will it ever happen?
I know, I love the use of the word conviction there, and I agree with you. It's different. It's not people finding out information anymore, it's finding out how they can do it.
Exactly, and this is a great moment because in the past years there was a lot of uncertainty, and especially 2020, the early parts of 2020 were
hard.
A lot of uncertainty. It was very, very hard. But now everyone is here because of out of conviction that we have something that benefits from the most recent developments in global society, and that is we have a technology that helps to change the world and make the world a better place. This is fantastic.
I think that's a wonderful place to end our chat. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks.